It's far too important an event in the history of the monarchy and the history of King Charles's reign to have all this distraction. I think there's going to be some tensions between Harry, not so much with his father, because I think his father is quite used to dealing with his son's behaviour. And in fact, if you read through the book Spare, it shows that there's actually quite a nice relationship really between them. He calls him my darling boy all the way through it, and you get a sense that if he could have done more to help Harry, he would have done, but there was a distance or a disconnect between them along the way, which isn't really the King's fault. The issues that could happen is there's going to be tension between the family, and there's already talk about them being sent to Iceland and sitting far away, put in the back seats, as it were. There also could be issues with the general public. A lot of their popularity is gone back, in the UK. Last time they were over here, when they arrived at the St Paul's Cathedral for the service of Thanksgiving for Her Majesty the Queen for the Jubilee, there were boos in the crowd, and that was before the Spare book had come out. And I think the Spare book has done more damage actually to Harry and Meghan than it did to the rest of the royal family, because I think some of the things he said were completely expected to be private between the family, and they would have been very upset about it. We've got the issue of protection and bodyguards. I'm not sure that's completely resolved yet either. So logistically there are issues, but I'm sure all of those could be resolved. After Harry's memoir, I think there's no doubt in my mind the one who got the biggest panning was his brother William. I mean, this is a man that's been campaigning for mental health to stop bullies, and he was labelled not only a bully mentally, but a bully physically by his brother. Look, I think it's difficult to understand a relationship between siblings. There's always sibling rivalry, there's always issues that go backwards and forwards, but at this point, I don't think that William has got a lot of time for his brother, because he's not only left him having to really do the lion's share of work for the royal family over the next 30, 40 years without any real support, whilst his brother lives the life he wants. Good luck to Harry and Meghan, in the life they want to live. I've got no issue with that. But I think that they can't expect everybody to welcome them with open arms if they've just sort of effectively kick the dirt in their face. You're not going to be able to heal rifts, when not only have you got the whole of the Atlantic Ocean, but you've got the whole of the continent of North America between you. You're only going to be able to do that talking face to face, and only that way that there'll be any chance of a positive outcome ultimately in this fractious relationship. So who knows? The two brothers go out, have a few drinks together and resolve their issues. Who knows? That will be the most positive outcome, not only for the King, but for their mother's memory, Diana. I think to hope for a big reconciliation and happy family solution ahead of the coronation is probably a bit too wishful thinking. But as a dad, as any dad, you would hope that your family unites behind you at an important moment in your life. I mean, this is the moment of fulfilling destiny. And I'm sure that the King, like any dad, like any father, would want all his family behind him, united and singing literally from the same hymn sheet.